And we're back. I've got some more coffee, so happy there. Time for some talking hockey and the predictions for the NHL North Division are starting to bear some fruit in that we've got the Leafs at the top and the Senators at the bottom. So most of the pundits, myself included, had it right at number 1 and number 7. Everything in between a bit more on the rocks, and obviously only 6 to 10 games played per team. But in a 56 game season, that's actually a fairly significant chunk.
Definitely. And I only have two teams out of the four that I picked in the top four right now. I don't know if it's the same for you, but the Alberta teams need to step it up for me, which they haven't done this past week because our beautiful boys in blue have been on an absolute roll lately. They've won four in a row. They're 7-2 on the season. Those two losses came in regulation, but that's still enough for them to be sitting atop the Scotiabank North Division with a beautiful record. And I have been liking what I've seen from the Leafs so far because they're continuing to integrate new guys into the system and they're continuing to learn game by game, but they're getting results, which has been very different from Leafs teams of old. And Wayne Simmons getting his another goal last night, third goal of the season against the Oilers on the power play. Power play's been absolutely lights out. They moved Nylander and Tavares to the second unit, and it's been working for them. Nylander had a power play goal last night, and Matthews had a power play goal last night. So the Leafs have just been buzzing. But let's take it back to, I believe it was Tuesday night against the Calgary Flames. I stayed up to watch most of that game, and it was an incredible first period from the Leafs. Only allowed one shot by the Flames. The Flames had two kind of chances. They had a whole power play where they got no shots, and the Flames team kind of looked like the Leafs team of last year, where they just wouldn't show up for the first period of the game. The Leafs then proceeded to not show up in the second period, and were being outshot by the end of that period, but they pull out the win. They've continued to pull out wins, even if they've blown 2 goal leads, which you mentioned off air. And uh, yeah, there's not much more I can say. Is they're getting results and they're continuing to grow the team. Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews getting paid the big bucks, and there's only so much expectation you can have on these guys. But right now they're meeting expectations. Mitch Marner's second in the league in points, sandwiched nicely in between McDavid and Draisaitl, so that's good company. He's been such a pleasure to watch so far this season. It looks like he's finally having fun again. Last season with the contract talks, I think really weighed down on him. I think I mentioned this last podcast as well, but it's just really fun to see Mitch Marner out there skating around doing his thing. And Matthews is just, he had a power play goal last night where he just rips it, and you go, oh, I'm so happy that he's on our team. Like, he's just a bona fide superstar goal scorer, once in a couple years type talent. And I'm so happy that they're both on our team and they're both playing well. And we're getting contributions from other guys. Still like to see a little bit more, but so far so good. And Freddie stepped it up after those first 2 games of questionableness. We've already talked about it, but Freddie's been solid, and he's needed to be now that Jack Campbell's out for a couple weeks. I worry about Hutchison as the backup. We'll probably only see him once, hopefully, until Campbell's back. But yeah, Freddie's had to step up, and he's been playing well so far. So good stuff from the Leafs. Four
Yeah,
wins, bro. Can't complain about it.
Yeah, they're starting to look like the team they should be on paper, with Matthews and Marner stepping up in the big moments, providing the offense. Freddie starting to look like the elite goaltender he's supposed to be, who steps in there and gives you the game when you need it. Still got questions about the defensive core, but I think there are a lot of pieces I like in there. It's just a matter of fitting them together in the right way and putting them out in the right moments, mixing up like the offense of Riley and Brody with the defense that you get in different ways from guys like Muzzin and Hall, who are going to make the right plays at the right times and give up the body when it needs to be given up. We hope Brody can blossom a little more. I mean, I think Riley and Muzzin both are like very stark pure offensive and not that there's anything wrong with Riley's defense, but hopefully they can both lead Brody to grow a little more. There have been times where the second line of the Leafs has been my favorite line to watch. Tavares and Nylander kind of making Pittsburgh's double-headed monster look a little soft, presenting some sort of like double-headed monster that has like 4 sets of teeth on each head or so. I mean, Johnny Tavares in a weird place because he was like he went from being a franchise number 1 player, first overall draft pick, captain of a team, to keeping the C, but not really those expectations or that position. But at times, especially in the first run of 5 games, when it didn't seem like our first line was stepping up, Johnny Tavares was the number 1 player on the Leafs, and he hasn't had to be, but I've really liked what I've seen from him so far in just when Matthews and Marner aren't getting it done, he's there, spread out the defense, make them worry a little more. Maybe his early onslaught of offense has led some of the teams facing the Leafs to adjust their defensive schemes, pressure, and matchmaking. And that opened up a little space that has caused the blossoming we've seen from Matthews and Marner recently. But yeah, I mean, the Leafs, that's why I opened this segment up talking about where the predictions were for this division, because the Leafs are doing right now more or less exactly what was predicted. 2-goal lead give ups included, maybe.
Yeah. Great point about Tavares. When I feel a little bit spoiled at this point now that he's been on the team for a couple of years, and if he's your number 2 center, your captain, absolute solid stud who's gonna put up almost point per game every season, then you're an incredibly rich person. Like, he's just so consistent and solid, and people, I think, ask for more because he's not flashy, but his game is just so great as a compliment to what we have on that top line, with Marner and Matthews being just flying all over the place. The last point I want to have about the Leafs is, with that decor, in the past, it's been, we have 5 guys, maybe 6 that we can even just put on the ice. And as soon as one of them gets injured, we're screwed. This year, it feels like they have 7 guys who they can put on the ice without being terrified. Like, you've got that back end, those back 3 guys of Bogosian, Lettinen, and Dermott, all kind of hovering 5, 6, 7. And none of those guys has named Marincin, so I'm satisfied for now. And if this team can continue to grow, maybe one of those guys can be moved for an even more solid piece. I don't think there will be a lot of trades this year just because of the whole quarantine period. But yeah, just having Bogosian, who's been blocking a ton of shots and has gotten beaten up recently, but he still dishes out punishment. Dermott and Lettinen look like guys who can move the puck around, and Lettinen, I think, is going to continue to get better as he gets acclimatized to the NHL game. So it's just so nice to now have 7 guys who you can put on the ice. And even if they're not the best defenders, it's like, thank God it's not CC or Marincin.
I'm so excited for the moment for Lettinen to blossom and to have some sort of top power play unit of like Riley, Lettinen, Marner, Matthews, and take your pick on the 5th. I don't know if you want a skilled player or just a Simmons or Thornton in front of the net.
Well, yeah. And then you forget, we also have Sandin and Liljegren in the minors waiting to come up, right? So we finally have a decor that actually runs deeper, even if it's not the best top end or throughout. It's guys that you can throw into the lineup and not just be terrified every time they're on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at past Stanley Cup champions, we don't have like the Letang, the Duncan Keith, the Drew Doughty, the Victor Hedman, but it runs deep enough that we make up what we're lacking there on offense. And as long as everyone's going to be in the right place at the right time, and you've got those guys who give up the body, then the biggest fish to fry still remains the first round playoff curse. And we can only wait. Moving on to the rest of the division, you did have the Montreal Canadiens slotted in your number one pick, and that's looking like not a bad decision right now. 5 wins, 0 regulation losses, 2 overtime losses. I haven't been following them too closely, but 7 games played behind the Leafs and only 2 points. So they've got 2 games in hand and only 2 points to make up. So they're in comfortable position where they could jump out to first in the division.
Yeah, they're another team that's benefited from continuity and development of their younger guys. Carey Price has been fantastic so far, as we knew he would be, with Jake Allen now as a very comfortable backup goalie. Their goal differential is 13 right now. The Jets are second at 7, and the Leafs are third at 5. And so 13 is a monster number compared to other teams in this division. They fight every night, man. This is a team that has built now a culture of just rolling lines that are going to wear you down, and they play well both sides of the ice and have great playmakers and a defense that can swallow you up. And yeah, when you've got a goalie like Carey Price, all the little mistakes that you have or the margins that need to be filled, he fills them. And I don't know if they're going to maintain this level of success. They haven't lost yet in regulation, but yeah, Montreal is really solid and definitely exceeded my expectations, but I'm happy I put them in my playoff predictions.
Yeah, and then big question mark on what we're going to see from the Jets over the next 2 weeks for now. I guess maybe a week and a half. That I don't know when Dubois gets out of quarantine. For now, they're sitting at third.
Yeah, Dubois and will be there, and Ehlers and Connor have really stepped up for them as skill guys to kind of replace Line A. I think that's one of the other reasons why they felt comfortable moving him, is they have some decent guys on the wing who have been stepping up year over year. Yeah, and they've been great. And Connor Hellebuck's going to try and build off of his Vezina campaign last year. He's really solid too.
Yeah, and then the Canucks are only fourth because they're 10 games in, but they are on a 3-game hot streak, so maybe they're starting to address some of those early holes.
2 of those games came against the Senators, though, so you can't be too.
And then Oilers and Flames struggling. We both are, I think, missing 2 of our 4 picks right now because they're behind where they were expected. Which, I mean, the depth of Edmonton seems to be as expected with McDavid and Draisaitl trying to carry the team, but just not enough goaltending, not enough defense, not enough production from the bottom lines. I think the Flames, I mean, they are at a +1 goal differential. I think most of their losses have been close ones, and I do think we'll see them pick it up and catch up to where the Jets and Canadiens are as the season progresses.
They've just struggled to score right now. Like the Senators, who are going to be very lonely at the bottom of the division, have scored 17 goals this year in 8 games. The Flames have scored 18 goals in 6 games given, so definitely a higher pace. But yeah, they've just struggled to put the puck in the net so far, which won't be a problem very shortly for them because of the talent they have up front.
Speaking of the Flames and the puck, how about Muzzin flipping the puck and flipping out to Tkachuk?
Well, so you definitely saw that there was some back and forth between them throughout the game after Tkachuk slammed his knee into, or help, I fallen and I can't get up, onto Jack Campbell. So I think some people were saying that it was unsafe by Muzzin to do that, which is just an absolute joke because he perfectly flipped the puck right in the dude's chest protector, and while Tkachuk put the knee into the back of someone's neck with his full weight on it. So, yeah, I love the little games that we're going to get from each of these teams playing each other 9 times.
That's the most exciting part of this. Like, now we've got him riled up so much and we're still going to play them like 7 more times. And every other team around the league looked at that, or around the division looked at that and went like, oh, so that's how you get under this guy's skin. And
Uh, Muzzin looked like he was living rent free in his head though, so I love to see that. It's nice when you're on the side of the team that gets to play chippy and wins. Must be how Bruins fans have felt for a decade now. Must be nice.
I mean, even plain chippy kind of cracks me up though, because it was the most like benign thing you could do. It wasn't like a cross check. It wasn't like a slash at the skates when the ref wasn't looking. Just
Yeah.
oh,
But
that
now
was
Muzzin's got some running mates, right? Simmons is willing to lay it out. He had a questionable hit against Mangiapane on Tuesday, and that's going to happen from time to time when you've got a guy like Simmons who lays out the physical punishment. He did get penalized for it, so in the past now, and uh, Kerfoot is a pest as well. Hyman's going to get under your skin. He's not going to be as in your face as Kerfoot, but God, Zach Hyman every game seems to be the MVP for me because he just works so hard compared to everyone else, and he's in there against the two biggest guys on the other team just digging for the puck while Marner and Matthews or whoever else is on that line just waits for it to come out of there. He just does all the dirty work, and I love it. But yeah, there's just more guys who are gruff, big, in your face, pesty, and that's a huge difference for this Leafs team, and it's what they've been needing for a long time now.